April 21st meeting to order. Roll call.
Mr. Carr, here. Mr. Miller, here. Mr. Smith, here. Mr. Vacula, here. Mrs. Keeler.
Here. We'll stand to do the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, are there any board members who desire to add, delete, or separate any items of the agenda as proposed? No? All right, this time I just need a motion to approve the meeting agenda as presented for the regular board meeting on April 21st.
So
No, you're good. Roll call.
Carr?
Yes.
Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Mr. Smith? Yes. Mr. Vacula?
Yes.
Mrs. Keeler.
Yes, motion carries. I need a motion to approve the minutes of the special and regular board meetings held on March 24th, 2025.
Move.
Support.
Roll call.
Mr. Carr?
Yes.
Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Mr. Smith? Yes. Mr. Vacula?
Yes.
Mrs. Keeler.
Yes, motion carries. Are there any board members with correspondence? Mr. Carroll? Mr. Smola?
Yeah, I received a letter addressed to me and the board thanking us for the community newsletter that we do. Mr. Barczyk said he enjoys it very much and appreciates us sending that out.
That's very nice.
Nice.
Thank you. Would you continue recognizing our guests and visitors?
Got some guests with us. Thank you for being here. If you please just introduce yourself.
Sherry Brown?
Tony Dolan. Tom Wolf.
Jenny Conrad? Amber Hansel? Dr. Dolores Spikely?
Dylan Hendricks. Brady Rupert. Lucas Burkholder.
Thank you, everyone. Seeing that no one has registered to address the board, we will continue on with Mr. Carroll's financial reports.
All right, thank you. Stack of papers you have in front of you are our March financials. First page you see is our cash reconciliation. This is how we are showing that we are reconciled with the banks. Next page is our financial summary. This is how all of our funds are appropriated. Have the cash summary report. This shows the fund balances, including encumbrances for each fund. The disbursement summary, these are all the checks that we issued during the month of March. And the first graph you see is the general fund revenue and expenses compared to our forecast. According to this graph, at the end of March, we are 75% of the way through our fiscal year. So we are wrapping that up. And then on the second graph, payroll and benefits are broken down. We have spent 75% of our payroll budget and 75% of our benefits budget. A couple other items on the financial agenda. We do have 2 donations and a couple of increases to funds. Typically for these increases, it's a reallocation or for the IDEAB. We did receive a reallocation for federal funds. And then just a couple of transfers to include in there. And that would wrap up March. That's all I have.
Any questions for Mr. Carroll at this point? No? All right, we're going to jump right into the financial section of the agenda. We need a motion to approve the March 2025 financial report we just reviewed with Mr. Carroll. We also need to accept the following donations: $100 anonymous donation to the Students Assistance Fund and a $250 donation from the Andersons to the FFA. We also need to approve the following appropriations, modifications, and amend resources accordingly. An increase to the data communications for $5,973.42. Increase to IDEAB of $21,964.12. Also a transfer of $5,973.42 to reallocate some grant funds. Transfer $750 to strategic plan. Another transfer $750 to a strategic plan. Each one of those are different line items because they're different buildings. And $750 to the last building there for strategic plan. Transfer of I missed a whole set of zeros there. $3 million to capital improvements. Transfer of $200 from student assistance to outdoor education, and a transfer of $50,000 from general fund to food services. This time I just need a motion to approve the financial reports and other financial items.
Support.
Questions or discussion?
The transfer from food services. How are we doing on food services recently?
So we are still trying to finish up variety from the beginning of the year. That did put us in a little bit of a hole. So we are trying to wrap that up. Portion of this is just timing. We're waiting for reimbursement from the state. And then we can see where we'll end up for the year here.
Okay, trending in the right direction perhaps? Okay. Let's see. Okay, thank you.
Any further questions? All right, roll call.
Mr. Carr?
Yes.
Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Mr. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Bacula?
Yes.
Mrs. Keeper?
Yes, motion carries. We'll move on to personnel. We'll need a motion to non-renew all supplemental and people service contracts, including coaches, club moderators for the 24-25 school year, effective at the conclusion of the current school year. We also need to offer the following teacher a one-year limited teaching contract effective with the start of 25-26 school year. Eric Cooper for the high school, middle school band teacher. We also need to approve Mr. Jeff Utzi as a summer custodial worker as needed from May 1st, 2025 till September 30th, 2025. Compensation is set at $17 per hour at a maximum of 40 hours per week. The superintendent or the superintendent's designee will coordinate hours and make all work assignments. We also need to add the following individuals to the approved district substitute list pending completion of any and all licensure requirements and background checks. Ronald Woods, custodian, Chase Cernan, custodian, Steve McDowell, bus driver, and Ryan Lamb, van driver. At this time, I just need a motion to approve the above listed personnel positions.
So support.
Questions or discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Carr?
Yes.
Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Mr. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Bacula?
Yes.
Mrs. Keeper?
Yes, motion carries. We'll move on to other business. This time, we need a motion to approve a 3-year negotiated agreement between the Evergreen Local Board of Education and the Ohio Association of Public School Employees, as recommended by the board's negotiation team and ratified by the association. This agreement includes a 4% increase on the base salary in years 25-26, a 3.25% increase on the base salary in 26-27, and a 3% increase on the base salary in 27-28. Questions or discussion? Roll call.
Just that the negotiations went rather smoothly. It was nice to have a good negotiating session with all of them. That's it.
Thank you. Roll call.
Mr. Carr?
Yes.
Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Mr. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Bacula?
Yes.
Mrs. Keeper?
Yes, motion carried. We need a motion to approve the granting of high school graduation diplomas to the members of the class of 2025 on May 18th, 2025, pending their successful completion of all graduation requirements as determined by the high school principal.
So moved. Support.
Questions or discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Carr?
Yes.
Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Mr. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Bacula?
Yes.
Mrs. Keeper?
Yes, motion carries. We need to approve an overnight trip for Evergreen FFA students. There's 7 of them to attend Ohio FFA camp. Students will depart on July 7th, 2025 and return on July 11th, 2025. They will be staying at the Ohio FFA camp in Carrollton, Ohio. Teacher Alexis Howell will be the trip supervisor, and a school van will transport students to the camp. Estimated cost is $1,960 and will be covered by the students or FFA alumni if needed.
So moved. Support.
Questions or discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Carr?
Yes.
Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Mr. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Bacula?
Yes.
Mrs. Keeper?
Yes, motion carries. We need to approve another overnight trip for the Evergreen track team to participate in the OHSAA state track and field tournament in Columbus, Ohio, should any team members qualify for the state tournament. Athletes will stay at the Drury Inn and Suites in Grove City, Ohio on June 5th and 6th. Coach Alex Lutheran will be the trip supervisor.
Move.
Support.
Questions or discussion? Roll call.
Carr?
Yes.
Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Mr. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Bacula?
Yes.
Mrs. Keeper?
Yes, motion carries. Another overnight trip for the Evergreen boys basketball team to attend team camp at the University of Findlay. Students will depart on June 26, 2025 and return on June 27, 2025 and stay at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites in Findlay, Ohio. Coach Kyle Bosetter will be the trip supervisor, and the school vans will transport students to the camp. Cost of the trip will be covered by the students and the program.
So moved. Forward.
Questions or discussion? Roll call?
Mr. Carr?
Yes.
Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Mr. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Vacula?
Yes.
Mrs. Keeper?
Yes, motion carries. To approve an overnight trip for Evergreen FFA students to attend the National FFA Convention. Students will depart on October 28th, 2025, and return on November 1st, 2025. They will stay at the Home 2 Suites in Fishers, Indiana. Teacher Alexis Howell will be the trip supervisor, and school vans and parent drivers will transport students to the convention. Estimated trip cost is $8,000. That's $400 per student and will be covered by the students.
Support.
Question or discussion? Roll call?
Mr. Carr?
Yes.
Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Mr. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Vacula?
Yes.
Mrs. Keeper?
Yes, motion carries. We need a motion to approve the Evergreen Local Board of Education to enter a day treatment purchase service agreement with A&G Educational Services LLC, a special needs education company for the sole purpose of providing educational services in accordance with placement at the LEAP program. Students' placements will be at a per diem rate of $165 per student. Last year was $160.
So moved.
Question or discussion?
How often do we use this?
We had 3 students attend there this year.
Thank you. How many days? About 3 students, it's at 165.
That's a daily rate, 165 a day per student,
Gotcha.
and they entered at different times, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Roll call?
Mr. Carr?
Yes.
Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Mr. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Vacula?
Yes.
Mrs. Keeper?
Yes, motion carries. We need a motion to approve an agreement with Julian and Grube for Medicaid school program reporting at a cost of $1,900 for the 25-26 school year and $1,900 for the 26-27 school year.
So moved. Support.
Question or discussion? Roll call?
Mr. Carr?
Yes.
Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Mr. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Vacula?
Yes.
Mrs. Keeper?
Yes, motion carries. We need a motion to approve an agreement with Julian and Grube for the cash basis financial statement preparation for the Auditor of State's annual financial report at a cost of $3,400 for fiscal year 25, $3,400 for fiscal year 26, and $3,400 for fiscal year 27.
Move. Support.
Questions or discussion?
Something we've done in the past.
Yeah, every year we do this. This is required by the Auditor of State.
Thank you.
Yep.
Roll call?
Mr. Carr?
Yes.
Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Mr. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Vacula?
Yes.
Mrs. Keeper?
Yes, motion carried. We need a motion to approve a revised auxiliary service agreement with the Educational Service Centers of Lake Erie West for 2024-2025 school year in the amount of $88,558.09. Auxiliary services personnel, for the benefit of Holy Trinity Schools, and to amend resources and modify appropriations accordingly.
Support.
Questions and discussion? Roll call?
Mr. Carr?
Yes.
Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Mr. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Vacula?
Yes.
Mrs. Keeper?
Yes, motion carries. Need a motion to authorize the treasurer, Brian Carroll, to advertise for bids and set the day and time for bid opening regarding the resurfacing of district parking lots.
So moved. Support.
Questions and discussion? Roll call?
Is it a big chunk we're doing?
Yeah, we're looking at doing the elementary lot and then the bus lot back there, and they're going to patch the strip in the middle school where it's broken up between the first 2 lanes of parking spaces.
All right, good deal.
How old is that? Are those strips that need to be fixed? Old enough. Look like some of the newer stuff is breaking up.
It is the newer stuff. It's like 4 years old.
Do we have any recourse to the person that put it down? I mean, probably not.
I don't know, but probably not.
Might want to look at that when we're looking at the bids to figure out who's gonna take care of it properly, who's not.
Roll call?
Mr. Carr?
Yes.
Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Mr. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Vacula?
Yes,
Mrs. Keeper?
Yes, motion carries. Mr. Small, would you like to take over discussion and information?
Yeah, Trent Williams is here to plan with us to improve campus aesthetics. He identified numerous areas for cleaning, organization, and organizing to improve appearances. This includes the maintenance building, the athletic storage garage out by the back pond, doing some landscaping, and then parking lots, as I had just mentioned, planning to resurface the elementary school front lot, the bus lot, and patch the strip in the middle school. Also looking to add a concrete pad near the bus garage for maintenance storage to building to go in the future. Along with the internal cleaning and waxing, the elementary office floor tile and the entryway tile that have cracked is all getting removed and replaced with a epoxy coated concrete. Because it was crappy. We can't get the tile, and it's been an ongoing issue, so he has a plan to have that totally redone here this summer.
Nice.
Those are our main summer projects, along with the stripping and waxing of floors and cleaning of rooms that happen every year. Any questions?
Awesome. Thank you, Mr. Smollett. Mrs. Brown.
Good evening, everyone. First want to start off with a huge shout out to Mrs. Ford and Mrs. Wise for all their efforts putting together the Viking Voyage tutoring this school year. They did an amazing job collaborating with all the teachers and allowing our children to receive tutoring services. We did have 40 tutors come over from grades 8 through 12, allowing 50 of our students to be serviced with their help in grades 1 through 6. Our last day was April 10th. And it turned out great. So they did a lot of tweaks from previous years. So it was nice to see the change and see it restructured, and it just ran very smooth, very smooth. Another huge shout out to Sharon Lipinski putting together and creating a plan for state testing for our 3rd and 4th graders. It's a lot of work. She had 28 of our students in small group settings. Along with 9 one-on-ones. That's a lot to organize and make sure they have all their accommodations. So she did that very well with the help of all of our teachers. So things ran very smooth for our first 2 days of testing at the elementary. Our teachers are now currently working on class lists for next year. It's a really in-depth process. So I've been meeting with each grade level to talk about special education students and how those are going to fit in with our gen ed students, making sure they have appropriate placements. So we're getting that all taken care of. Our kindergarten team also just finished up with kindergarten screening, where we currently have 86 incoming kindergarten students, and we have 16 KinderStart students for a total of 102 incoming kindergarten students. So we're looking at around 22 students per classroom, which is a nice size to have. Pending how many we get in the summer. We can get usually anywhere up to 10 in the summer. So we'll kind of keep a close eye on that to see what happens. Several though, we have a lot of open enrolled students. So I know we had talked about as a district, we're going to be talking about those in open enrollments and what we need to do as far as how many we're going to accept, how many, if we can accept them all, because we do have several. Mr. Polachek started working on plans for our field day. He and Ms. Ziegler have been working together. It's been a really nice transition because Ms. Ziegler really did a lot of the legwork last year, so Mr. Polachek could watch. And he's now kind of taking the reins on, which is really nice to see. He's very organized. He's been going to all of our parent meetings and our events, so he kind of sees how things operate. And I know he's going to make it a really great event this year for our kids. He always has lots of great equipment out, activities, and he makes it fun and changes it up all the time. Mr. Torrance is also planning our Viking Choir Spring Program that's set for May 7th at 6:30 p.m. So we're looking forward to that. And we are going to wind down LifeWise on Friday, May 9th. That will be our last day. I did share with you that we had 64 students total that attended this year, with approximately 13 per grade level. Our playground project is underway. I know there were a few questions, so I did share some things with you. We currently have approximately 7 companies and MVP helping to put that together. Just starting out with the funding process, so that's what we have so far. The surface area is the major concern because we can't have some of our students down in that mulch area. They can't even access the equipment. It does pose a safety hazard, not only for the kids, but I don't know if you've ever tried to go in there and try to run. It's pretty tricky, especially on the ankles, so, that's the main concern. I did look into a little more information as far as the equipment. It will be 30 years old as of April next year. It was put in 1996, to my understanding. Someone at the elementary had the original, sheet that shared all the information, the total cost of the project and everything. They still had it after 30 years, which was pretty amazing to see. So we did get several quotes. We started off, someone quoted us $380,000 to put in a playground, which I felt was outrageous. Went back to the table, 250,000 is what they came down to, and then we decided we needed to move into a whole new direction where we're looking at, for everything complete, $147,000, which is still a lot of money, but we're getting more equipment, we're getting the surfacing, and it's going to be accessible to our students. If there's any questions about any and all of that information,
The old playground equipment, what's the plan there?
that is something I'll have to talk with Mr. Carroll about regarding what we have to do as a district, whether it's something that someone has to purchase, whether it's something we donate. I'm not sure, but that would be a discussion we'd have to have with him.
Okay, and is all of this funded? The 147?
Currently, it is not all funded. We just started.
Okay,
So we're working on it. We know it's gonna take time, but I have been in contact, MVP and I've been in contact with some other PTOs, PTAs that have done this type of thing. Their projects are massive compared to ours. One of the places, it was $650,000 in Sylvania, where they're putting together a new playground. So ours is nothing near that, but they have the space and theirs is more of a community area, so.
does MVP plan to like come to the board and ask for approval for the playground, or is it kind of balls rolling?
We can do whatever we need to. I did sit down with Mr. Smola and Dr. Swineford and did talk with them about it. I was given the okay at that time, but I'm glad to submit something if that's what you need in writing.
Do you want it in writing, or do you want, like, just like we do in the board and accept the donation, or would you prefer
I
a
guess once
presentation?
we get things formalized,
Yeah.
we definitely would need to accept any donations that come in for it, but it would be nice to have the final
Yeah.
plan when the details are put together.
I do know that MVP in the past, and I don't know that it was called MVP in the past, but it was the Parent Club. The Parent Club is the one that sponsored it and actually did it
Okay,
for that playground 30 years ago. That's why they still have that receipt. So a parent that was on that committee had the receipt and shared that with me.
Mhm.
So it's something that MVP was working with us as a parent club to make that happen.
Sherry, will the company come in and do it, or are we gonna be responsible for it? I mean, put it up, or
The company comes in and they take care of all of it.
they rip everything out and then
Yes.
put everything, okay.
Yes, because I know that was one of the concerns is, do we need people to put it together? The first company, yes, the one that wanted to charge us the 380 and then the 250. And I was thinking, wait a second, this is a whole lot of money for us to be putting it together. I want to make sure it's done right and well. So with this company, this new incoming company, they actually recommend that they put it together because of the way it's put together. So I think it's best that they do it, and then that way our warranty is intact. It does come with a 20 to 25 year warranty, which is what most playgrounds come with. So that was their recommendation, is that they put it together. But if you would like something in writing from me, I'm happy to do that. It's completely up to you.
okay, like I said, I think once we get some donations and we have the big picture,
Yes,
have something
definitely.
at the board.
Yeah.
What is the subsurface they're thinking about if they're gonna get rid of the mulch?
It's going to be a turf surface, so it's flat with the concrete. It's something where the students can roll out on wheelchairs, walkers, anything like that, where they're not sinking down into the mulch. So that is all, it'll all be level surfacing on that first section. The back section would be an additional cost, so we decided that we're gonna hold off on that part for right now. And still, we're gonna keep the swing set areas because they are in very good condition still, so those are just gonna get a coat of paint. But the actual swing sets will stay, it's everything else. that would be new, including the surfacing.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Burkholder.
Good evening. Every middle school wants to recognize our People's Champ for the last month. We actually have 2 this month. Every once in a while I get enough nominations from the staff, right? I'm not gonna pick one. But Jenny Burkholder and Heather Blanchard were the People's Champs. Both of them kind of got recognized because of their ability, in our ability not just to help the kids, but also help others around them, coworkers. So they both have a heart for helping everybody out. We just have completed the last 2 rounds of our Amazing Shake competition. First round, I kind of gave you a preview last time I was here. We had 50 guests come in from around the community, help run the event for us. It went really smooth. The kids were even more prepared this year than the previous year with us having done 2 years of it now. The kids did really great, and we even had really competitive scores at the top, where it was tough. A lot of really high quality efforts did not get into the top 10. So I would like to recognize our top 10, which were Henry Damaski, Braxton Hudick, Sophia Keller, Tyler Manns, Cora Novovieski, Eric Schultz, Brendan Schwinn, Anna Stern, Josiah Torrance, and Noel Wolf. And then we have since also completed the second round, which we went to Worthington Steel. They hosted us again. That's a great experience there for the kids because they go and they present a charity to the board. The kids have to, present in front of a group, which that itself seems like a big part of the challenge. But the whole day that the kids are there, they get evaluated. So everything from the boiler room, which is the waiting room, to the lunch that we have with them, to the tour they take us out to the facility. The kids are getting judged on the questions they ask, the etiquette that they use. And then they gave us our top 3, which to recognize those top 3, Noel Wolf, Anna Stern, and Brendan Schwinn are the top 3 that move on. So they all have a chance yet. On May 2nd, which is the day after state testing, we're gonna have a special assembly. You're all invited to attend if you'd like. It's gonna be new for us this year, but hopefully very entertaining. We are doing, we're calling it the late afternoon show. You can think of it as like the Jimmy Fallon show, where these will be our 3 celebrities. And we'll have a panel of judges judging that their ability to hold their composure, do their best. It's semi comedic compared to the other competition parts, but hopefully it'll be a very entertaining afternoon for the kids to watch and for those 3 kids to put on their best performances.
What day was that, Mr. Burkholder?
May 2nd, it'll be at 2:00. I do want to give a special thank you to Kelsey Kaiser and Jessica Double. They were the 2 that organized the Worthington Steel event for us. Like I said, it's top notch. They do it for us and a couple other schools, so they're very good at organizing it, but they're willing to give a lot of their time for us to be there. We recently, on April 9th, did have a mental health screening for our 8th graders that will be going into high school. This is with Dr. Wood from the University of Toledo, the same one that's worked with the high school. That went very well. We were able to accomplish that in a short amount of time, and a very streamlined process that he runs. We had a state testing pep assembly back on April 15th, which is last Tuesday. We had student council run this event, which is also very cool because we literally let the kids run the event. Lucia Abeck is our president, 8th grade. She did a fabulous job actually leading the event. We had stuff from musical chair basketball, which had teachers participate. And if anything, their effort throughout that game shows that they're ready for state testing. They did a really good job. We pied some kids in the face, including Noelle Wolf by her own mom, which was a hit with the kids. So that event was a lot of fun. The kids also got to learn about state testing tips, important things that they should be thinking about for the next day. So it was informational and also a good way to get some stress out right before starting the state test. We then went into state testing last week on Wednesday and Thursday. This was year 2 for Miss Scouron, our counselor running it. Top notch, very smooth this time around. Not that it went poorly last year, but she definitely knew exactly how she wanted to run things. For the middle school building, the best 2 attendance days of the year so far. We had a total of 3 kids missing in 2 days, which is fabulous. So we will continue state testing this week on Wednesday and Thursday for science, and then the last week will be in 2 weeks where we'll take math on that Wednesday and Thursday. So one additional thing I did not get on the report, but I want to recognize the track team's been having quite a bit of success this year. The boys actually won the Patrick Henry Invitational over the weekend, which is their 2nd invitational they've won. And we also had Emery Schmidlin break 2 school records this weekend for the 800 and the 1600. She ran the mile in 5 minutes and 36 seconds each.
Wow.
Anyways,
Thank you, Mr. Burkholder. Mr. Roofer.
I don't know if mine's as impressive as a 5-minute, 36-second mile. If you look at my board report, I mainly this month want to recognize kids. We have a ton of kids doing a lot of great things. Connor Sanford is going to Bowling Green for a full ride. This was a pretty extensive process. He interviewed, there's 500 applicants, so he gets a full ride for that. I am going out on Thursday night for 4 counties National Honor Society induction. Kennedy Grabarczyk and Gabby Walburn will be inducted into that one. And then also congratulations to Kira Keller. The Fulton County Schools participated a design for Fulton County Health Center 5K. Her shirt design was chosen, so nice work for her, and thank you to Miss Brees for giving them that opportunity. Our quiz team is headed out to nationals Friday. They leave. I think this is the 8th or 9th year in a row that they've qualified. They were also runner-up at the league tournament out of 12 teams, so good season for them. We also have another 4 county student, John Hawkins, was selected as a student of the month. His resume and what he's doing out there and in the workforce is amazing. He's got a bright future. And lastly, I want to recognize the drama club. The She Loves Me musical was great. That was April 5th, 6th, and 7th. So good job to those students and Mr. Rosen and Mrs. Yoder for their work on coordinating that. I know it was a lot of work. At the bottom of the report, you'll see some important dates. Art show is this Friday. We have prom and after prom May 3rd. And of course, graduation ceremony is Sunday, May 18th to round off to the top of that. So, any questions?
Thank you, Mr. Roofer. Mr. Henrik.
Alrighty, so right now, we're fully underway with our spring sports seasons with track, baseball, and softball in full swing. With about a month left, which is crazy to think about the weather that we've had, and hopefully from here on out, we don't have to worry about too much of that, but probably just jinxed us. Just a big shout out to Scott Keller and Chris Owens, our head baseball coach. If you guys drive back the service drive, you'll notice that field back there got a new facelift. They took out the fence, took out the scoreboard, and added a bunch of material, so it wasn't just formerly known as the JV softball field, but removing that fence gives a lot of other teams an opportunity to practice to the full potential. So just a big thank you to those guys. Right now, working on a strategic plan, kind of in lieu of what the district's doing as well. Just finishing up gathering information from head coaches and working with administration just in order to set a vision for the future and continue the success of the athletic department. Also right now, finalizing the renewal process for all of our current sponsors. For our facilities, kind of the scoreboards and the gym out on all the fields. I'm hoping to have all that wrapped up end of May, kind of who's going to renew, kind of what we're looking at. And then going to put that out there over the summer with hoping to have all those filled by August 1 and get ready for fall sports season. And then lastly, obviously you guys are probably fully aware, we're looking for a head varsity girls basketball coach. Looking to conduct interviews early next week, maybe middle of next week. And we will have somebody, along with all the other varsity head coaches, ready for the May board meeting for you guys. That is all I have. Any questions?
I don't think so. Thank you, Mr. Henrik. Mr. Smolin.
A few items. I'd like to begin by thanking the OPSI negotiating team and their members for approving a new 3-year agreement with the district. We appreciate their commitment, their cooperation to reach a new contract. As Mr. Smith said, it went pretty well that day. We are exploring new LED school zone signs out front for County Road 6. Deputy Mike has reached out to the township as far as where they would need to go. Some of that, he's also reached out to some other schools. I know Wasion put in new signs last year, so see what they use. So we're doing the legwork on that, but we think we need some flashing lights out there to identify when the kids and buses are coming on and off campus. So that. Hoping to have that all in place so we can have them for the start of the next school year.
Are you just looking at 6 or are you thinking Sylvania here?
The township put new signs up that don't have lights on them, but I don't know if we need the lights there. I'd like to at least get them here. Don't have a cost yet, so we're waiting to hear back on what does a lighted pole cost and how close to the road does it need to be. So we want to start out here, and then if we think they're having a positive impact, which we think it's needed, we can look at the other side, but they just put new signs up last week on County Road S. And as part of our strategic planning process, elementary and middle school parents have been invited to meet with me next Wednesday, April 30th at 6 o'clock in the film room to discuss current career pathways and exploring the best way as their kids are growing and are going to enter high school, what would they like to see offered to them? What programs do they see these? So I want the parent feedback as part of our strategic planning process so we can look at, again, where we need to go. Any questions? You're all invited to attend 6 o'clock in the film room next Wednesday. If you'd like to join.
Any questions, Mr. Small? All right, are there any board members with questions or concerns? No? Rusty, do you have the one you told me about, your control, your sign?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. All right,
Can I speak that for just a
Yeah.
second? We looked at signs, what's out there is either no fishing or fish at your own risk, and I don't know if we have a preference. It has not been an issue. I know worried about the liability of someone getting hurt. Are we going to, I mean, do we want to say they can't do it, or if we say, hey, do it at your own risk, then we're kind of pointing out whether, hey, there's a liability or danger here. I don't know if the board has a preference, or we just do not put a sign back.
We discussed it with the attorney or the insurance company. What's that?
No,
Yeah, and I think we should do that.
okay,
Quite honestly, if we can let kids fish there and it has to be a liability for us, I think we should let the kids fish there. If it's a liability for us, it's a whole different ballgame, man.
I mean,
But
the signs are easy to get, they're inexpensive, that's not an issue, it's figuring out.
I don't think it'd be any different than letting people on the track.
yeah,
You know what I mean? It's.
And that's what my
I would
caution about
agree,
saying
but
no
I would
fishing
still
is.
defer to the insurance company,
Yeah.
their judgment of whether it's the same or not.
Simple sign.
I will follow up.
any further questions or concerns? All right, this time I need a motion for the members of the Evergreen Local Board of Education, Superintendent, Treasurer, invited guests to go into executive session for the following reasons: to consider the employment of these public employees.
Or
Roll call.
Mr. Carr?
Yes.
Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Mr. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Bacula?
Yes.
Mrs. Keeper?
Yes, motion carries and there will be no action in for the executive session.